Hello everyone, welcome to week 1 of the TBL, your coach of the New York Empoleons, ready to go, so excited, haven't done a league battle in a few months now, and kind of stopped doing the first league a little bit early. If you don't know why that happened, or if you want an explanation and you haven't watched the update video, I encourage you to go do that. I've apologized enough for it on my stream and everything like that, so I'm just going to jump into this team builder. We are here, week 1, let's get going. So, my team that I drafted this year, Latias, Skarmory, Infernape, Lucario, Gardevoir, Umbreon, Jellicent, Skuntank, Togedemaru, regular Marowak, and Mega Venusaur. So my team's got some bulk behind it. It's not super fast, but it's got some interesting speed tiers. I really like the team that I drafted. It grew on me during the draft. You can watch that. I'm kind of upset about it, but then it's grown on me over the course of this week where I've been planning this. So that's really good. My opponent's team, however, speaking of teams that are really scary, wow. His team, Greninja with Battle Bond, Heatran, Gengar, Sylveon, Flygon, Tornadus Eye, Durant, Virizion, Rotom Frost, Gorbis, and Mega Latios. He's got things with 108 base speed in Virizion, 109 in Durant, 2 things at 110 in Gengar and Mega Latios. Tornadus Eye is 111. He's also got Flygon at 100, and then Greninja Battle Bond way off in the boonies at 122, 132 after it actually gets off its Battle Bond ability, if he brings it and if it gets that off. So that's terrifying. His team is terrifyingly fast. And so he's got a lot of hard hitters, but not a ton of bulk. So my plan this week is to utilize the fact that I think I can get through his team, just cut holes in it, dent it with some strong attackers, and then sit in there with a couple of walls and make sure that I finish up the jobs if they need to get finished up after the attackers do what they're going to do. So, who am I bringing this week? Week 1 of the TBL Season 2, first Pokemon, Skarmory. Hazard the Skarmory. He's got the leftovers. And it's rocking Iron Head, Stealth Rock, Whirlwind, and Roost. Iron Head is for the Sylveon primarily. That's about it. Nothing else really cared about any move this thing was going for. And yes, I have some physical attack investment, but that's really, again, just to make sure I hit that Sylveon and get that 2-hit KO on that. This Pokemon, Hazard, is here for one reason. His name gives it away. Stealth Rocks. I need Stealth Rocks this week. I need to break Sashes. I need them to hit that Tornadus Eye for 25%. I need them to hit the Rotom Frost for 25%, and I need to do 12% to everything else in this team, with the exception of the Flygon. And I just need to get that damage off because a lot of my damage calcs are worked out such that Okos or 2-hit KOs come after Stealth Rocks. They have to be up. He's got Flygon and Mega Latios as possible defoggers. Otherwise, he's got nothing. And I need to make sure that those rocks go up and stay up the entire match. I don't know if I'll lead with Skarmory because it doesn't match up well against Heatran, and I don't want it to take that kind of damage. But as soon as I can get Skarmory in there safely, whether it's on the Flygon, whether it's on a physical Tornadus Eye, if he brings Durant, that's a decent Pokemon to bring it against. So whatever I can get it in there and then set up Stealth Rocks, that's what I'm going to do. That's what this Pokemon is designed to do. Now, next up, we've got Alfred, our butler, Jellicent. He's got the leftovers as well, and he's going to be rocking Will-O-Wisp, Recover, Scald, and Ice Beam. Now, Will-O-Wisp hits everything except the Heatran. It negates Flygon from being a threat. It stops physical Tornadus Eye. Durant doesn't like getting burnt. And even Greninja, which could be mixed, doesn't like getting burnt. This Jellicent, however, despite having Will-O-Wisp, is my dedicated switch into Heatran. Heatran really can't touch me. I'm max special defense, max HP, calm nature. This thing is going to sit on a Heatran and take hits. Bloom Doom from a Heatran, a modest max special attack Heatran, is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. And you can't 2-hit KO with a Bloom Doom because it's a Solar Beam. So you can't do that. So this thing can take a Bloom Doom from a Heatran if he brings that as his prep. So this thing can sit it on a Heatran. I've got Scald to hit that Heatran back. It's not going to do a ton because I have no special attack investment, but that's not a big deal. Again, this thing isn't really designed to do damage. Even with no special attack investment, Ice Beam after Stealth Rocks, Okos a Flygon, and does a huge chunk to Mega Latios. So those two things are why I have Ice Beam instead of Shadow Ball or Ominous Wind or anything else like that. Additionally, it hits Virizion a little bit harder if he does bring that, and Virizion is not something I want to stay in on, so I'd predict it, hit the Ice Beam, and then get out. Or predict it, hit the Willows, and get out. Because what can I go into on a Virizion? Well, why not a Venusaur, a Mega Venusaur? This thing does have a nickname. It is Vegisaurus. I don't know why it deleted it from the from the Teambuilder, but it'll be there in the game. And it's going to be rocking Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Hidden Power Ground, and Synthesis. So I know that and it's got a ridiculous EV spread, so bear with me, everybody. I know that I said that the Jellicent's the dedicated switch into Heatran, but if Heatran is starting to be a problem and Jellicent's not handling it well, then Venusaur is my backup. Additionally, Venusaur handles the Virizion. It can come in on the Durant if it has to, and it can come in on the Flygon. Sylveon's not going to be able to touch it. Greninja's not a huge threat to it, so it can switch in on a lot of things. That he has some threats that'll handle it, like Mega Latios, like Tornadus Eye, that I have to watch out for. But the reason that I'm running Hidden Power Ground instead of Hidden Power Ice for those two is because I don't want to stay in on those things. What I want to be able to do is have this thing on a Heatran, hit Hidden Power Ground, 2-hit KO the Heatran, or put him in put a huge dent, like 70% to a Heatran. Heatran thinks he can switch in safely. It can't. Hidden Power Ground's also going to hit the Gengar super hard. And it's my best attack against Durant, and so it's a decent attack to have on there. Everything else, I can either click Giga Drain or Sludge Bomb and get away with it. Synthesis is for recovery. The EV spread, so in case he tries to speed creep me with his Rotom Frost, with just a little bit of speed investment, or his Sylveon to just get it just above my Venusaur, the speed will make it so he can't just go 1 point above those, and instead I get to outspeed. Otherwise, it wasn't necessary to put a ton of speed in. It's just bulky on both the physical and special sides, depending on what to switch into, and the rest were dumped into special attack to try to get a little bit more damage off. So, like I said at the beginning, the point of my team this week is to just dent his team. Just put a huge dent in it, and then finish it up with things like Jellicent and Venusaur, which will sit in there and be able to take a couple hits and dish out a couple hits, but softer. So the thing that's going to dent his team, probably the hardest, Gold, the Lucario with the Steelium Z, and it's got Bullet Punch, Close Combat, Swords Dance, and Ice Punch. This set hits basically his entire team for super effective damage, and the things that it doesn't hit for super effective damage, it OHKOs with a Steelium Z. So, max attack, Adamant Nature, just a little bit of HP investment in order to get its attacks off, get a little bit of health, and a decent amount of speed. This amount of speed will guarantee that it will outspeed Modest Heatran no matter what, and that's really important to me. Additionally, it'll outspeed Rotom Frost and a couple of other threats that I'm a little bit more worried about. I, again, don't know how to make things outspeed everything all the time, but Bullet Punch will help because it's, giving me that priority that I need in case I need to finish something up, and if he doesn't want it to go down, then I can predict him switching out and go for a Swords Dance. Steelium Z, Bullet Punch, OHKOs like everything on his team after +2. So if I can get in there and survive a hit, I can make sure that and get up that Swords Dance, I can get that Bullet Punch off and start killing things. And that's what this thing's going to do. It's just going to dent his team. Just hit hard, switch out if it has to. The other wall breaker that I have on my team, it's not even walls, but just like, it's not a sweeper either. They're just like, I don't even know, car accidents. The other car accident I have on my team is Nino, my Gardevoir, rocking Psyshock, Moonblast, Thunderbolt, and Destiny Bond. Now this thing is Choice Scarfed, and its amount of speed it has guarantees it outspeeds max speed Greninja after it gets its form change off, its Battle Bond up. So with the Scarf, I outspeed the fastest thing on his team, unless it's Scarfed, and obviously barring priority, so that thing could have Water Shuriken on it. Now Alfred has Water Absorb, so he can't just safely go for Water Shuriken. But that being said, I am timid with that much speed to make sure I outspeed everything on his team. And then I have max special attack. And the rest get dumped into HP, a little bit in defense and special defense, just because that's where the EVs fell. Now, it makes sense this week for me to run Focus Blast. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I have missed every Focus Blast of 2017. I can't run it this week. I just need to take a week off and not run Focus Blast. So instead, I've run Destiny Bond with a Choice Scarf. We'll see if I get that off or if I need to get that off. It may come in huge against the Tornadus, which is just a problem for my team, against the Mega Latios, which is a problem for my team. So it may come in huge. I don't know yet if it'll end up mattering. But I'm not running Focus Blast. I'm just running Destiny Bond instead. Additionally, I think Psyshock, Moonblast, Thunderbolt cover pretty much all of his team, with the exception of the Heatran and Mega Latios. Well, Mega Latios gets hit by a Moonblast pretty hard, but it doesn't get OHKO'd. So, this thing's going to come in, put a dent in a thing, Additionally, it can switch in as a good revenge killer, get off an attack, get that Destiny Bond off if it needs to. If I have to have something eat a knockoff, this is a decent Pokemon to do it, although obviously Justified Lucario is a better option. So, and finally, guys, we have Ina. If anyone understands that reference, I would really, really appreciate you telling me, because that's such a subtle reference. But we have Ina, the Latias, and she is a doozy. This is the Pokemon I'm most excited to use this week, because Ina is rocking Tailwind, Healing Wish, Draco Meteor, and Surf with the eject button. We are running max HP, max speed, timid nature, so no offensive pressure. Even with no offensive pressure, I still OHKO a Mega Latios with Draco Meteor, which is crazy. So the thing about this is my fastest Pokemon. Base 110 speed, which doesn't even outspeed like a couple Pokemon on this team, but it'll do what it has to do. It's pretty bulky by default, so I didn't put anything into the defenses. Instead, I put it all into speed to try to make sure that if he tries to speed creep or tries to, EV speeds differently than full max all the way, I will outspeed things. And what I want to do is set up a Tailwind, get hit with an attack second, get the eject button off, go into Lucario, and Lucario, fun fact, if with the speed EVs that it has, I didn't want to spoil it, but with the speed EVs that it has, it outspeeds Choice Scarf Flygon under Tailwind. That's really cool. So Lucario comes in with the extra turn of Tailwind, because I don't have to switch out into Lucario, because I get the eject button off, and gets full turns of Tailwind to just hit things super hard. And I am now the fastest thing on the field with that Lucario. Additionally, if I get that eject button off and get the Tailwind up and I get out, I come back in later, I get another Tailwind up and get killed, or get another Tailwind up and go for Healing Wish and bring something else in and die anyway. So I'm probably not going to click Draco Meteor or Surf. Those are just kind of bailout options if I need them, or filler moves. But Tailwind, Healing Wish gives me the opportunity to get that Tailwind up twice. And if I can get Lucario in, get it off a few turns where it's the fastest thing on the field, nothing can touch it, then switch it out, get back into Latias, either get a second Tailwind up or get a Healing Wish off, get the Lucario back to full health, he has to deal with it a second time, and then go from there and try to kill things. So this team does not revolve around Latias getting this off, but it makes this battle so much more interesting if Latias can get this off. It makes my team the fastest thing on the field, and his whole strategy of just having a whole bunch of speed starts falling apart and not being the most effective strategy, because I will outspeed things. We'll see how it goes. I hope everyone enjoys the battle. Just so you're aware, this is getting uploaded on Sunday. The battle is getting uploaded tomorrow on Monday. So if you want to see that, stick around, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys for that battle tomorrow. Take care.